Welcome to part 3. Okay, so I've got the guard all finished where I want it to be. I cut off the end because it was too big. Now it's about the right size. I did a little more work on the ring, or the you know, whatever, this part, and in my opinion, looking nicer now. It's more of a circle shape. So I'm just gonna take the wire brush on the angle grinder, and I'm going to completely go over the entire thing just once. Then I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna drill some holes in it, and we'll start working on the hole for the tang. Where I need to put the hole right here. Now, going to mark off where the 2 holes in here need to go. I'm going to center punch them, and we're going to drill them out. So you can see we've drilled 2 holes inside that little box. Now I have to file away that that little space in there. That's going to take like a year and a half. So yeah, gonna do that now. So I have this little, because I don't want to file through it, I have this coping saw attached, and it's got a metal cutting blade, so maybe this will work. I'll do a time lapse because it will take a while, but enjoy this. Never mind, that actually only took 24 seconds, apparently. So, yeah, let's take this off. I mean, I thought this was like it said metal cutting blade, but this is a pretty cheap coping saw, and I was assuming it's actually made in Germany, never mind. I was just assuming that maybe metal meant like aluminum, I don't know, maybe brass, metals like that are soft and easy to cut through. But no, I guess it's good. So I'm just gonna put this back together, and we'll start filing this bad boy out. So I've got the guard fitting nicely on, where'd it go? Somewhere, here it is. I've got the guard, it fits nicely on the blade, so it works there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, first I'm going to wire brush it off because I got some Sharpie and stuff on there. And then I'm going to take my ball peen hammer and I'm just going to texturize it a little bit. Then we're going to throw it back in the forge, get it with all the scale and everything on it, polish it up, make it nice and pretty, and then we'll stick it back on the knife, start working on the wood portion of the vehicle. decided that this thing needs a big old hole right through the back side of it, because the back side wasn't really doing anything. I can't change it now because I've already done the hole for the tang, so I'm just going to put a hole in it because I can, so do that. Amazing. So the hole is drilled. I'm just going to clean it up now and, you know, do all the other stuff to it. And yeah, we'll be working on the wooden handle next. So I've picked this piece of wood, I've cut it up to a dimension that's workable and, you know, has all the right measurements and everything. Now I've got to drill a big hole right in the middle for the tang. I'll fill it with epoxy and bed the tang in it so that it doesn't, you know, it's all ready to go. But yeah, I'm just going to drill a big hole in it right now. Yeah. Took a little bit of work with the file, but I finally got it to a point where there's just enough room for the guard to fit in there. Now I have to figure out what kind of shape I want to do for the handle. I've already got a drawing of this knife that I want to make, so I'll do that, but I'll just make sure it works. I'll draw it on this side and this side, and then I'll just shape it to that and see what happens. It'll be good. So I drew the handle shape on the front and the side, so now I'm going to do that, and it'll be good. So I've been working on this handle for, oh my god, a long time. You can see all this dust everywhere. It's all over my pants and me. Oh my goodness, it's taking forever because I chose a piece of wood. One, it's a very hard wood, and two, it's blah, blah, blah. No clue what I was gonna say. I'm just gonna skip over it. Yeah, so I've basically got the shapes like here where I want them. Whoa, that looks weird. Looks much worse on camera from this angle, which is kind of strange. I've got the shapes here where I want them. It's gonna be a lot smaller than this, obviously, but right now I'm working on rounding everything off with the angle grinder. We'll go over with files and everything, but basically just the basic profiling of this with the angle grinder, doing that now. Okay, so I have fully roughly shaped whatever the handle. Now I'm going to stick it back in the vise. I'll put the drill bit through it just to hold it out here, and then I'm going to use all the sandpaper that I used for the blade, so I'm going to make it real nice and shiny and, you know, good. And I'm going to put it on the knife and we'll start assembling everything together. It'll be good. So, since I saw you last, I did a little more sanding on the handle, and I also did a little more sanding on this, the guard. So now it's time to glue it up. I'm putting wood glue in because it works well. It doesn't come apart. If it does come apart, I will use resin, but this wood glue seems to work really well. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in. You might not be able to tell, but I've sanded on the tang horizontally, so it's really rough grit, so that will help with the grippiness of it gripping to the wood, the glue. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically fill this little hole with wood glue, and then we will slide it onto the tang. Okay, so now that we've got all the tape off, I'm going to use oil. I'm just going to oil the handle and oil the blade so it doesn't rust and everything. So, thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed making that knife. Next thing I'm going to be making is a Kiritsuke, which is kind of hard to explain, but I've drawn a picture of it. It's going to be this, basically, and I'm going to be making it out of this piece of steel right here. So, I hope you'll stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed the knife that I just made. That was a fun one, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.